And in this case, if these allegations are true, then they are very serious. And Mr. Salve rightly said that we need to reconsider the appointment of judges and the system that we have in place. This is the time to do it. However, I would also like to say this to Justice Katju, that he took oath under the Constitution which says, I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India. Did he not compromise the independence of judiciary when he remained silent for so many years? And that, I think, does not befit a Supreme Court judge. He should have acted when he was a sitting judge of the Supreme Court. He should have brought this to the Chief Justice of India's notice. And I can remind Justice Katju, he once said when he was a Supreme Court judge that the incorrigible judges should be transferred. There is something rotten in Allahabad. I will tell you that the judges in the Allahabad High Court were pained after they listened to this comment, because not all judges are corrupt there. And when he was in the Supreme Court, did he approach the Chief Justice of India to say, please do not give any judicial work to this judge? I would like to know from Justice Katju, did he do that or not? And he should have done that. The Chief Justice of India on the
that is not the issue. What I said is not the issue today. The issue is whether the allegation levelled by Mr. Justice Katju about giving shield to a corrupt judge, appointing him in spite of IB report, whether these allegations are true, and if those allegations are true, why did the Government of India as well as the judiciary, they join hands together? The then judges also and the then Prime Minister government also. That is the issue. If you have certain observation against Justice Katju, I don't think that can be a subject matter of debate today.
1 second, Harish Salve wants to come back. We're going to come back to the debate now. Remember this, ladies and gentlemen. No, remember this. Remember this. No, I'm coming to Harish Salve first. Sanjay, I'm going to come back to you, Harish Salve.
And the judiciary of the day.
Harish Salve.
Let's get the matter back in focus.
Sanjay Hegde, 1 minute, please. I want to get Harish Salve in, please, first. Yes, Harish. Mr. Salve.
Arunabh, the real issue is not for the present whether Justice Katju is a great champion for democracy who's exposing something bad, or is a party of the club who has now gone rogue. That's not the real issue. Yes. The real issue is today at least we know on the public record a particular judge was given repeated extensions for 3 years and then made a permanent judge by the Chief Justice, contrary to what his collegium had said, without consulting the collegium. There must have been some reason why for 2 years this judge was not confirmed. What was that material? In the face of these allegations, I think we need to know. I think we need to know how this system functions. Was this judge being discriminated against, or was there good material? And if there was that good material, did it evaporate, or was there some other reason because of which a change of heart happened? Now then, from that you draw inferences, whether it was on persuasion or coercion or whatever of the government, whether Prime Minister was responsible or not, it is a separate issue, and I frankly think there is something in what Sanjay is saying, that he should have been careful before making such allegations about the Prime Minister. But let us come back to the real issue. This is the real problem. If the salt has lost its savor, where shall it be salted?
Mr. Salve, I take the moot question slightly differently, and I want those like Sanjay Hegde and Gaurav Bhatia and Dr. Ramalingam who are taking a position, this is all hearsay, rubbish, let's bury it. I just want them to consider one point.
No, I never took that position, Arnab.
Sir,
please don't take my name and say that I took that position.
No.
Because I am saying that whatever Justice Katju has said should also be tested. I said that.
Gaurav, what you have said...
I'm not at all saying.
No, Gaurav, what you have said is that you cannot take...
I'm only saying that a sitting judge is equally responsible to ensure the independence of judiciary. That is what I'm saying.
Gaurav Bhatia, I heard you a minute back, and bear with me. I heard you a minute back, and I heard someone who lunged into Katju for making these points. I have one limited point. Sanjay, I'll come to you. My limited point is only this, that the Supreme Court of India gave the harshest verdict in the 2G scam. In all the scams on issues regarding public interest and public litigation, the Supreme Court has stepped forth and defended the interests of the citizens of this country, and therefore there is a great expectation from the people of this country towards the obligatory function of the Supreme Court to ensure justice. Now we are hearing, Sanjay, we are hearing a former justice of the Supreme Court saying that a minister goes A minister has the courage to go to the Chief Justice and say that, you know what, the government's going to fall. Will you just let this man continue or give him an extension, even if he's corrupt? Can you
How
just...
can he know all those things, sir?
No.
He was been stand behind the Prime Minister. But the Prime Minister spoken to the Minister.
Sir,
He heard it.
Sir, I am...
Sir.
Of what somebody told him. By law, that is hearsay. That's point one.
You know...
Point two, how do we know what the minister...
Mahesh Jetmalani countering the hearsay argument.
All that could be said.
Mahesh... No, one sec, Sanjay. Sanjay, both Mahesh Jetmalani and Harish Salvi want to get...
Extension.
No, one
look kindly upon him.
I take Sanjay...
If the judiciary of the day looked at it, said, okay, the file looks either way. Let's give it another chance. Let's put off the decision for a year.
Another chance.
I don't think it's an unreasonable decision.
It is. No, one sec.
There can be
couple of points to
color.
Mahesh Jetmalani.
The color that Justice Katju gives
I take Sanjay's point.
Totally wrong.
Mr.
Sanjay's point.
Mr. Sanjay, even Mr. Hansraj Bharadwaj doesn't contradict. Mr. Bharadwaj doesn't contradict that he never went to meet the Chief Justice. He doesn't contradict that PM never asked him to go to the Chief Justice. He doesn't contradict that he was not present on the airport. He doesn't contradict that he never talked to the judges, senior most judges. He doesn't contradict that he was not aware of the background of the dead honorable judge. And he doesn't contradict that in spite of all that, a was given to him. You are trying to get more offense to the Prime Minister and other.
An interview is selective. It is not like an affidavit.
No, I just want to say one thing.
Two things need to be...
All that seems to have happened. A law minister always
if it is
does
true,
meet the
can I just say this?
This is how governments
just now before in the debate number one,
the then law minister,
gentlemen, one at a time,
and Congress threatened him to sue.
One at a time.
You have said in the open court.
One at a time.
Saying openly on all TV channels.
One at a time. I am now letting Gaurav Bhatia and Mahesh Jetmalani into the debate. Gaurav Bhatia and Mahesh Jetmalani can now debate each other. The point at this stage, I have 3 points to make before both of you come in. One second. One sec, Gaurav. Does the minister admit there was pressure? Yes. Did DMK MPs meet him to try and get a job done? Yes. Why would any set of MPs meet a minister to get a job done which involved putting pressure on the Supreme Court of India? I don't know why. Would people of this country feel let down with something like this? 100% yes. 100% yes. You want to bury it, Gaurav Bhatia? Do it. But do it at the peril of the independence of the judiciary. Gaurav Bhatia and Mahesh Jetmalani now. Mahesh Jetmalani.
Arnab, I would now... Yes. Arnab, I would say this, that if a former law minister tried to interfere in the functioning of the judiciary, it should be probed even now. And it shouldn't be
Will
just
he admit
let off.
it? You think
but
he'll
at
admit
the same time, I would also like to say that had...
You think he'll admit it? You think
no, it can be still probed. There would be material... There would be material available. They can still be questioned. Justice Katju also can be questioned in this. And the Supreme Court judges right now can also intervene to take cognizance of this. Because if they want that...
Mahesh Jetmalani coming back to the debate.
By all. This is the need
Mahesh Jetmalani back to the debate. Countering you, please. Mr. Jetmalani,
one more thing, please. Allow me.
Mr. Jetmalani, countering you, please. Countering you, please. I'm letting the counter come in first. Mahesh Jetmalani is countering you now, please. Mahesh.
Arnab, had Justice Katju acted then, he would have done a lot of service to the judiciary.
Sir,
because
Gaurav, 1 minute. You're stating the obvious now. You're stating the obvious. For God's sake, everybody knows that Justice Katju should have spoken a long time back, but this incident first, everybody says that. Sanjay does have a point. Sanjay Hegde does have a point that after 10 years, you are going to damage the judiciary. But alas, once Justice Katju has chosen in his inimitable fashion to come out in the manner that he has done, this matter has to go to its logical conclusion. Otherwise, the public are going to lose.
I agree with you, Mahesh ji. I agree with you. That's why I said it calls for a probe. And even the current judiciary can look into it. They can ask for a probe. They can, Justice Katju can be questioned. The former law minister can be questioned on this for the greater good of the institution.
We are also ready for probe, sir, because they are accusing wrongly to us. So we also need for a probe.
So the first person you should act against is the law minister who has admitted you were trying to put pressure.
What everybody is suggesting is not a probe but a post-mortem.
If the post-mortem brings out the truth, what's the harm?
Because quite frankly,
yes, Sanjay Hegde,
the judge is dead.
No, but 1 second,
Sanjay is dead. He can't defend himself.
If the post-mortem teaches us some valuable lessons so that it is not repeated in the future, then let's have a post-mortem.
All of Justice Katju's eloquence, I have not heard of a single concrete case cited by him that in this case, Justice so-and-so was accused of having done this.
Sir, you know,
we don't know.
Sanjay,
may be material,
Sanjay,
may not be material.
Sanjay, you have an argument which is technically strong, but which has profound flaws in terms of being practical. Fact of the matter is, the UPA government has a record of giving in to the pulls and pressures of allies. DMK had 16, 17 seats. UPA had 225.
Sir, practically, sir, Goswami, sir, practically speaking,
I think Justice Katju's allegations justified the comment given by Dr. Manmohan Singh that is bound by the coalition dharma. I think these were the compulsion that Dr. Manmohan Singh was facing when he talked about the coalition dharma, that 28 MPs will come and pressurize him to give extension to a corrupt judge. Sir, is this the coalition dharma that he was following?
It doesn't matter. The fact is that the charge is too big to keep aside, saying that it is coming up too late. Yes, Harish Salve. Yes, Mr. Salve.
Arnab, let's get the charge clear. Justice Katju has said that he had some information about the character antecedents of the judge. That's a matter to his personal knowledge, because he was the Chief Justice. That he received information, he knows. He then says he asked the Chief Justice to have this probed. Now, after which we know from public record that this judge for 2 years was not confirmed as a permanent judge. According to Justice Katju, he was not being confirmed because there was a IB report against him. The records of the court and the records of the government should be able to prove, was he not being made a permanent judge because there was an IB report against him, or was it for some other reason? If it was because of an IB report against him, Katju's charge is not that the IB report is true. Katju's charge is, where you have an IB report, how can you continue a person as an additional judge and then make him a permanent judge? That's the charge being levied by Katju. He is not making personal allegations against the character of the judge. He is saying, A, I had information which I passed on to Chief Justice. B, the Chief Justice got it investigated through the IB. Whether that is true or false is a matter of record. What we do know is that for 2 years this judge was not confirmed as a permanent judge. There must have been some reason.
That's right.
Let's find out the reason. If the reason is what Katju is saying, then the rest of the inferences would require, the rest of the matters would require a very serious probe.
That's right. And Mahesh Chetpalani, we are now heading to a straight live conversation with Justice Katju. What do you think, Justice? Do you think Justice Katju should just leave it at this, or take it further and get more specific? Before we talk to him, what do you think? And we are just lining him up, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to be live with us in a minute. Do you think he should get specific now?
It now behoves Justice Katju, and I urge him that he must come out with the full facts to his knowledge. He must tell us everything. He can't leave us in this state of suspended animation.
Gentlemen,
the nation deserves to know. Otherwise, he should have kept his mouth shut, quite frankly.
All right. Gentlemen, I thank you.